A note today as well marks the 20th anniversary of the International Day of People with a Disability. And there is some groundbreaking technology which is creating a new era of engagement for those in the education system and also people with disabilities. There is a trial underway at the moment at Aids High School around Campbelltown in Sydney southwest. The technology is known as Frasil Education. The chairman of Frasil Education, the developer of the technology, is Fran Killoway, and I'm pleased to say she's on the line. Fran, good morning.
Good morning, Steve. How are you?
Stuart, thank you for your time. You're running a trial at Aids High School. What is the trial about and how does the technology work?
The trial is about trying to demonstrate that children need to be able to make choice, first of all, about how they learn, and secondly, when they make that choice, they've got to be able to then engage the choice. And giving them devices like computers, if they can't use them, then the choice is of no value.
Yes, yeah.
Frasil goes over the top and gives them the choice, allows them to engage.
And so what does Frasil do?
Frasil Education, Stuart, is a system. If you imagine 30 kids in the same classroom, same piece of the curriculum at the same time they're learning, but you've got 30 kids with different intellectual capabilities, some disabled, some not. You've got some who can't speak English, some who can. It will deliver it in a way that each child can engage on their own level and at the same time allow a teacher to interact on the left-hand side of their screen without the kids having to admit they don't know an answer, for example.
Right. So in the old-fashioned tradition with all of us, we'd sit in the classroom, teachers up the front with the whiteboard or the chalkboard, and we've all got to keep up with what the teacher is doing at that moment. This is totally different.
It's fabulous. We saw these kids. Look, when we went to Aids, one of the kids, Brody, he's a lovely young man. We had to coax him into actually using the technology in the first instance. So we allowed him to steer the screen, the cursor on the screen, using the top of his baseball cap, because I think he's glued to it.
Right.
What actually happened when he started to use it was that because he didn't have to look down at the keyboard while he was typing, he could, in fact, his concentration improved, his engagement improved, his spelling, everything changed. And from that moment on, we realised that not only did we have a product for people with disabilities and special needs, but we also had a product that could in fact actually help all kids at whatever level they are right across the curriculum.
And obviously you look at a school like Aids where you've got people from a so-called lower socio-economic area, some who are dealing with various types of disadvantage, some drawn from Housing Commission, those types of things. Is that the reason why you chose a school like that as a starting point?
Yes, it was, and secondly, because everybody told us it would fail out there because
right.
It was just too difficult and it wasn't worth the time and effort. And do you know what? I am so proud to be a part of Aids. They have proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that if it can work for them, it can work for anyone. They've gone from I think it's a 78% attendance rate to 100% with us without fail. They've never missed a time with us. It's been fabulous.
Is that right? So it's actually increased their participation at school and what it involves giving them each one of their own computer notebooks. Is that right, as part of your technology?
We've had a fabulous support from Toshiba, and Toshiba have given them each a notebook with a special bag and a case and everything. And what was great about it was up until now the school system has stopped them from actually using and interacting with social media during the day. This technology says at 11 o'clock when they come on, and you're here for what reason? So we can control and also monitor cyber stalking, cyber bullying, all that sort of stuff. We can pick up suicide, but we can also allow them to interact with a controlled environment into the social media so they can be taught how to act, how to behave, what to be careful of. It's exciting.
What's the principal had to say at Aids High School? They must have been very pleased with the way it's unfolded as well.
We've been extraordinarily privileged to have worked with Max. He's been fabulous. He's totally supportive, but more importantly, so are his teachers. His deputy principal, Jeff Marzio, the main teacher, Kate Kennedy, that's involved with it. They've been fabulous. Can't be more supportive. So
are you hoping to have this rolled out in more and more schools, or what has to happen with this Frasil Education, your technology, Fran?
Well, two things. We've had fabulous support from Minister Constance, obviously, because of the special needs and disability, and
yep.
He's totally supportive. But more importantly, we met with Minister Piccolo's team on Friday, and what we're going to be doing now is rolling it out for the next 26 weeks. In other words, the first 2 weeks, first two terms of next year, again at Aids, and also in New Zealand this time. We have a trial coming up that's going to run parallel in New Zealand, but in Australia it'll run for the next 26 weeks. So it'll go quiet for 26 weeks while it gets itself sorted again, and then we'll resurface when we have the next level of success and hopefully government rollout. given that it's less than $2 a week per child to change the way they educate, we think it's a good thing to do.
Terrific. And there are some broader applications for this technology as well, aren't there?
Yes, there are. It's for dementia. It goes across if you've had a traumatic brain injury, stroke, anything like that, and you can't talk, you can't communicate, the technology will do it for you. It goes across just about everywhere. For example, if we were to put it in Sony's PlayStation, kids will be able to play it for the first time without touching the controller because they can use the keyboard, they can drive it with their eyes.
It's incredible stuff. Look, people listening and want to find out some more details, is there a website they can go to, Fran, just to try and find out a little more detail about the technology?
Yes, they can. It will be up today. So if they're a little patient with us for 24 hours, and then they can email us at info@frasil.com, and we'll answer them as quickly as we can.
info@frasil.com, okay. And Frasil is Frasil.
That's right.
Terrific. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Stuart, thank you. Have
great stuff. Day. Thank you very much. Fran Killoway, who is the chairman of Frasil Education, developer of the technology. It is amazing stuff, and they are on the crest of something very, very big with this. I can guarantee you one thing, you'll expect to hear a lot more of the name Fran Killoway in the years to come. So the technology is called Frasil. If you wanted some more details, info@frasil, Frasil.com, and already some great results there at Ed's High School in Sydney Southwest.